Hi, this is Matt Garrett. I'm a avid JBL Paragon collector. Have been for going on 40 years. I have here Paragon number 848, and this is sitting in my building. And see how high it is? It's over 15 feet in the air. It may be one of the most videoed, at least on YouTube, Paragons you'll see. So I play it with a lot of different things, and this is a system that's in my commercial building, and all we do is classic cars. This is my hobby. This whole building is a hobby, and the Paragon is that also. Being that this is kind of a non-standard deal here, my deal was to put this in a building. This building's 10,000 square feet to see how one sounds. Because of 40 years of this, I've never had the opportunity to put one in a big building. I have, but I've just never done it. But this is a really nice, showroom type building. So we put this Paragon up here. I've got a big forklift that it went up there with. And it's run by modern gear, nothing classic, but very high-end modern gear, all Crown commercial stuff, tri-amped. And anyway, the bottom line we got here is that's number 848, and if you see this video, it may be going for sale, because I buy, sell, and trade these units. And I've got 3 currently right now. One of them I've had for forever. It's the one that's really nice. You may see in some of the videos and pictures when you Google Paragons, but that one I've had for as long as I've been doing this hobby. And anyway, that one's not for sale, but the other ones are. This is going to be, maybe one of the sonically best Paragons there is. I've done nothing but tune and work on this thing to make it sound incredible. And obviously, if you've seen these videos before, you can play them on YouTube. Just search for some of my stuff, and you'll hear this exact Paragon played at 100 plus decibel levels, shaking this entire 10,000 square foot building like it's a rock and roll auditorium or a classical or a jazz venue. So this is one of the best sounding, to me it's the best sounding Paragon I've ever owned, because it's the one I've used the most in an environment like this. It's not in your home confined to a living room that none of these sound that great in, because they're too big for most living rooms. But people collect them, and they're collectible that way, just as my own home one is. And I do play that one in there, but I can tell you what, it sounds absolutely nothing like this. It sounds, basically like crap compared to this. And there's no difference in the 2 speakers, because they're both, high tuned. All the drivers are original, but the low frequency drivers, which in all of the ones I'm talking about right now, will have the LE15s, and they've all been re-surrounded, but are original. So anyway, just the venue is what allows this speaker to sound good. And in the classic car world, which we have here, there's a word called a driver. And when you have a car that's a driver, it's basically an insult to the car. There's nothing in this building that's a driver, not a damn thing. These are all collectible cars, and they're just too good to just drive. Now, we do drive them, but they're not go to the store or anything like that cars. And that's kind of what this Paragon is. I don't want to insult it, but it's a driver, and that's why I put it inside this commercial building and use it for what I do, meaning that it's a driver. Cosmetically, it's pretty darn nice. In fact, it's real nice. But the absolute most anal hyper perfectionists will not be happy with this. This is not going to be one of those piano refinish ones that somebody spent 10 grand on doing. And it's not original anymore. Well, this thing is original. And this is I guess it's a light walnut finish. I'll have tons of photos to back this thing up. And looking in your living room, it's great. Has a couple of marks on the top of it, nothing gouged or anything like that. Of course, they're like the cup rings and things, but all of those are in positions to where if you decorated it with something tasteful on top of it, you would never see them. But nevertheless, they're there, and I'll document that. The fascia of it and the board's really nice. I mean, it's hard to tell from up down here because this is a video, and there's nothing in a video that's going to give you a real clear thing. That's why photos will back this up. But I'm just kind of explaining what it is, how it is, and things like that. Now, the interesting history about this particular one, this one came out of a River Oaks mansion in Houston, a big mid-century one that is still there today, very famous. It's owned by a doctor. He was actually a professor at Rice also, and a doctor, an engineering doctor. So this isn't your doctor, he was a PhD engineer. And so he had this, and his history was he knew some people, you know, with back to like the early days of some of the JBL stuff, and Richard Ranger and things like that. I believe he actually knew him. So I never met him. I got it through his daughter when they were cleaning out the house after, you know, he passed away. But that was the history of the thing, and it's set there. This one's going to be number 8, like I said, 48. So it's roughly a late to mid 70s. Let's just pick 74, 75. That's how long he's had it. And it's one owner, other until I got it. I brought it from Houston to here, and that was it. Brought it myself, and I had it in my other garage for a while, and then I decided, you know what, let's play with it some. And so I surrounded the LE15s and just sonically dialed it in a little bit here and there, and brought it here, and lo and behold, it's the neatest setup I've ever got. And so if I ever sell this one, which it may be for sale, because I have another one I'm working on, I may put it here. Not that it's any better or worse, it's just one or the other I'm going to sell. I'll put another one here. So as long as I own this building, there's going to be one sitting here, and I play it every day, and it's probably one of the most played Paragons and the most videoed ones you'll ever see. So it's a neat history with this, and when I do sell this one, it will be, you know, at a reasonable price to where even maybe a U.S. customer will buy it. It's not going to be cheap, but it's not going to be your $40,000 Paragon by any means, even though it may be sonically better than some of those. There's nothing, you know, famous about the serial number on this. It's not an early one, which people seem to gravitate to. I've owned plenty of those, and I can tell you what, they don't sound as good as these by a long mile, but that's just personal opinion. And like I said, I've had about 40 of them, and so I've had serial number 2. I've had ones owned by some famous people and things like that. This one, I'd say the guy's not famous, but he's definitely a respectable owner that owned this. And even though if I have no respect what's all in your eyes, I've got a nice one here for you, so it doesn't matter. But and like I said, I've got a history of selling over 40 of these and exporting them, anything like that you could think of. And obviously I deal with some vintage audio gear too, a lot of tube Marantz things and things like that, of which we're not running here just because of the commercial environment. And you know, as we speak and we test and we side by side some of this stuff, well, hell, this is the best damn setup I've ever had right there. All Crown Microtech stuff, and 3 of them. Ashley crossover. Really amazing sound from this Paragon. And again, it's the venue that makes it, because all Paragons do sound good when they're working right. But anyway, I'm rambling on this just so you can get an idea with it. It's number 848. There'll be pictures that back it up in different websites should it be for sale. And of course, you can give me a call, 214-878-3823, and I'll be glad to talk to you about this Paragon.